Evaluation of definite integrals. Let us see type 2. The integrals of the form integral minus infinity to plus infinity p of x by q of x dx, where p of x comma q of x are polynomials and degree of q of x must be greater than 1 plus degree of p of x. The above integral can be reduced to contour integral if q of x has no real roots. Consider integral over c f of z dz, where c is the boundary of the semicircular region in the upper half of the complex plane bounded by c1. The semicircular arc of the circle mod z is equal to or the real axis from minus r to plus r. If there are no poles of f of z on the real axis, the circle mod z is equal to r, which is arbitrary, can be taken as taken such that there is no singularity on its circumference c1 in the upper half of the plane, but possibly some poles inside the contour c specified above. Therefore, by Cauchy-Residue theorem, we have integral over c f of z dz is equal to 2 pi a into sum of the residue. Now, integral over c is nothing but integral over minus r to r, the integral along the real axis f of x dx, then integral along the circumference of this is the real axis, and then the circumference integral over c1 f of z dz. This is equal to 2 pi a into sigma I is equal to 1 to n ri. Now, integral over c1 f of z dz, by substituting z equal to r e power I theta, dz is equal to r I e power I theta d theta, which is nothing but I z d theta. Therefore, limit r tends to infinity, integral over c1 f of z dz is equal to integral over r tends to infinity, integral over 0 to pi f of r e power I theta r into I e power I theta d theta, which is nothing but equal to 0 as r tends to infinity. Hence, the given equation will becomes integral minus infinity to infinity f of x dx, and that is equal to 2 pi into sum of the residues that lies within the circular region. So, if the singular points lie on the real axis of the plane, then we use integral over c f of z dz is equal to 2 pi a into sum of the residues within c plus pi a into sum of the residues on the real axis of the plane. Now, let us see the problem. Integral minus infinity to plus infinity x square dx by x square plus 1 into x square plus 4. So, first let us replace x by z, and therefore we get f of z is equal to f of z is equal to z square dx divided by z square plus 1 into z square plus 4. F of z is equal to z square dz by z square plus 1 into z square plus 4, that is equal to p of z by q of z. The poles of f of z are obtained just by equating the denominator to 0. Therefore, we get z equal to plus or minus I and z equal to plus or minus 2i. Now, consider the contour that is made up of upper semicircular C1. So, the upper semicircular C1 which lie above the real axis, and therefore the positive value z equal to plus I and z equal to plus 2y will lies inside C, and minus I and minus 2y will lies outside C. Therefore, it is enough we calculate the residues only for the poles z equal to plus I and z equal to plus 2y. Hence, q of z is equal to z square plus 1 into z square plus 4, and that is equal to q dash of z. We have to differentiate because f of z is equal to p of z by q dash of z. So, we find the derivative. So, we differentiate z square, we get 2z by keeping z square plus 4 plus keep z square plus 1, differentiate z square plus 4. Now, calculate r1 at the point z equal to I, which is equal to 1 by 6i. Just by substituting z equal to I, we get this value. Then residue at z equal to 2i is p of 2i divided by q dash of 2i. So, therefore, we get the value 1 by 3i. Therefore, by Cauchy residue theorem, integral over C f of z dz is equal to 2 pi I into sum of the residues. That is 2 pi I into minus 1 by 6i plus 1 by 3i. Therefore, we get it is equal to pi by 3. But integral over C f of z dz is written as minus r to r. Integral over minus r to r and integral along the C1 f of z C1. So we have to add these two. Now letting r tends to infinity, the value of the second integral will become 0. Therefore we get integral minus infinity to plus infinity f of x dx is equal to 5 by 3. Now let us see type 3. The integral of the form minus infinity to plus infinity f of x cos mx dx or minus infinity to plus infinity f of x sin mx dx, where f of x tends to 0 as x tends to infinity. Now consider e power im is at f of z, where m greater than 0. So f of z satisfies the condition of type 2. So therefore integral minus infinity to plus infinity e power imx f of x dx equal to 2 pi into sum of the residues. On comparing the real and imaginary part of this result, we can evaluate integrals of the type integral minus infinity to plus infinity f of x cos mx dx or integral minus infinity to plus infinity f of x sin mx dx. So using Cauchy integration, let us prove this. First let us take f of z. Just by replacing x by z, we get z e power I z by z square plus a square, and this is taken as p of z by q of z. The singularities are got by just equating the denominator to 0. Therefore, we get z equal to plus or minus ia. Here z equal to plus ia is the only singularity lies inside C. So we calculate the residue of f of z and z is equal to ia, which is nothing but p of ia divided by q dash of ia. Therefore, R1 is equal to P of IA. So, P of Z is what? Z e power IZ. So, put Z equal to IA. Therefore, we get IA e power I into IA. That is the I square. I square value is minus 1. Therefore, we get e power minus A divided by Z equal to IA the whole square. Therefore, I square and A square. And actually, this is written in the form of a factorization. Z square plus a square can be written as z plus a into z minus ia. Since we get that z equal to plus ia is the only singularity lies inside C, therefore we have to differentiate this q of z. Differentiating this q of z, we get q dash of z, and that is equal to, differentiating q of z, we get it is equal to 2z. Now substitute z equal to ia. Therefore, we get 2 into ia. So cancel I, and we get e power minus a. Just by cancelling a also, we get e power minus a by 2. Therefore, by Cauchy residue theorem, we apply the type 2. Just by equating r tends to infinity, we get the value of the second integral becomes 0. Therefore, integral over C1 f of z dz tends to 0 as r tends to infinity. Hence, we get the value to be pi a into e power minus ia, and e power imx can be written as cos mx plus I sin mx. Just by equating the imaginary part, because our integration is x into sin mx, so we get equate on either side the imaginary part. Therefore, we get a sin mx divided by x square plus a square is equal to pi e power minus a. Now, since the function is an even function, x is odd and sine is odd, therefore odd into odd function will become here even function. Therefore, minus infinity plus infinity can be written as 2 into 0 to infinity. And let us bring this 2 to the denominator here. Therefore, we get pi by 2 into e power minus a, since the function is even. So similarly, using Cauchy's integration, we can able to evaluate the cos x by x square plus a square into x square plus b square. So that is equal to p of z by q of z. Z equal to plus or minus ia, z equal to plus or minus ib. A greater than 0, b greater than 0. So z equal to plus ia, z equal to plus ib are the only poles that lies inside C. So we calculate R1 and R2. R1 is at the point z equal to plus IA. R2 is at the point z equal to IB. Therefore R1 is equal to e power minus IA divided by z square plus a square into 2z plus z square plus b square. Calculate at z equal to plus IA. Therefore we get this result, e power minus a by 2ia into b square minus a square. Similarly, calculate R2, we get e power minus b by 2ib into b square minus a square. Therefore, by Cauchy residue theorem, we get integral over c pi by b square minus a square into e power minus a by a minus e power minus b by b. So, but integral over c f of z dz is equal to minus r2r f of x dx plus integral over c1 f of z dz. Letting r tends to infinity, we get the value of the second integral to be 0, and therefore we get pi by b square minus a square into e power minus a by a minus e power minus b by b. Now comparing the real parts on both sides, we get cos x divided by x square plus a square into x square plus b square is equal to pi by b square minus a square into e power minus a by a minus e power minus b by